Today, I will be reacting to the video, Having a Family is the New FU Money by Chris Williamson. Let's go ahead and check it out.
So a lot of the fathers that I've spoken to have told me about how their priorities were completely changed when they started a family. All of the previous status games that they played seemed petty. The games that they used to go through in an attempt to impress people in power or those with status seemed juvenile and shallow. Much of their anxiety around whether different people and groups liked them or thought that they were cool just sort of evaporated, because the only people they needed to care about impressing were asleep under their roof or in the bed next to them. Because to their kids, these dads were the coolest, richest, strongest, most heroic person on the planet, and that gave them a very powerful type of liberation.
That's fascinating, and I myself am not a father, but I've set the intentions to be one in the short-term future. And I've heard this from a lot of my friends, and I've seen some of my best friends, how, they've been all about ego, all about women being attracted to them, all about people seeing them as a stud. And then once they have a kid, so much of that goes out the window. So much of that turns into, okay, I am on purpose by having this kid, right? Because in the online spaces and the personal growth spaces, everyone talks about how every man should have purpose. And I agree with that. But it's always interesting to me how purpose is always shaped in the form of a career or an entrepreneurship opportunity or something like that. And that is definitely a valid form of purpose. And that's a form of purpose I have right now. With Meta Mastery, my purpose is Meta Mastery. It's my clients. It's the guys in my men's group. And that's my purpose. But I've always known that A, that doesn't always have to be my purpose for my whole life. It can shift. And B, that's not the only form of purpose. Like, I have some friends who are not entrepreneurs and they work 9-to-5 jobs and they have a wife and 2 kids. And I've told them, focus on your purpose, which is your kids. 2 years old, 4 years old, making sure they have a good life. They're not traumatized. They're educated. They're able to have street smarts. They're able to live their life. They know who to partner up with. They don't go through the anxiety and the depressions and all of the mental health challenges and the ADHD that so many people go through. That is a lot of work, and that requires purpose, right? So purpose can take many forms, and in my opinion, fatherhood is the ultimate form. For myself, something I've told myself is, even though I've been a man who's been living from, I guess you can call it, business purpose for the world, for changing the world, helping the world. That's something I've been focusing on for 5 years as my top priority with Meta Mastery. I've always told myself that you're not at your ultimate purpose yet. Your ultimate purpose will be when you raise those boys and girls to influence the next generation by the way they're behaving and the way they embody themselves as boys and girls. That's when you will really have come to your final purpose. And something I tell myself all the time, and I've seen this with so many of my friends, the purpose changes, the need for validation changes, because A, you're getting empowered so much. Right? I do know this because, as you guys know, I'm a masculine feminine polarity teacher, and I've been in relationships where women have just seen me as the most powerful guy in the world, the most reliable guy in the world, the most impactful, intelligent guy in the world. And I can feel how much that's all I need in that moment, right? Because I'm being empowered and seen. And I can't even imagine when you have kids how that's a 10x, where they depend on you and they see you as the ultimate provider and protector, and what that can do for you. And you don't need to get your validation from status and from people looking at you and people celebrating you nearly as much, because you have a little guy or a little girl doing that already. And that's amazing. And I think this is also a good spotlight on why so many men are going through mental health challenges now, because relationships used to fulfill this purpose as well, right? Like, when a man and a woman were in relationship decades ago, the woman would look up to him, would expect him to provide, would expect him to protect, would see him as the most powerful man in the world. That's why she chose him, right? And she would recognize that she's safe because of him. She would recognize that she's taken care of because of him. But now, because of the rebelliousness towards men, the insulting of men in relationships, the criticism of men, the control over men, we're not getting that core need met in our relationships. So that's why so many men are outsourcing that core need to be empowered, to be in strength, to have status in more social media, business, and movement fronts. All right, let's see what else he has to say.
It seems to me that much of what young men get up to are surrogate activities until they finally get a family. And this isn't to say that all fathers become placid soy boy hippies or that having kids neuters your ambition, but it definitely seems to open up a new level where they care far less about the opinions of others.
Caring less can sometimes be good for business,
what's the point in having fuck you freedom if you never say fuck you? I really think that the aggressive business chasing capitalist meritocratic society thing, which I'm all in favor of and have benefited from, obviously, and love, is playing off the fact that the longer people put off having a family, the more they find activities that replace that same dynamic inside of them. It's the obsession with body or aesthetics or sport or business or wealth creation or status or travel or whatever. That's not to say that any of these things can't be good, obviously. But if you were to have the family, I think that you would find a lot of those. It would be like going around trying to eat a shit ton of different foods that were all nutrient sparse, when there was a nutrient dense food that you could go to that would satisfy a lot of those ambitions more quickly.
Yeah, I get what he's saying, and I mostly agree with what he's saying. Through my men's groups, I've had more than 3,000 men come through my men's groups, and I've been speaking with men about all these men's issues for years. And I can tell you that we are replacing the core needs that we can get from the unconditional love of family. We're replacing it with getting it with large groups of friends and going to social events and doing yoga and doing all kinds of different activities that are social activities to fill that need that could be filled much more easily from a wife and kids, right? Now, the challenge here is we can't just say all family is good family, right? Do you have a wife that supports you? Do you have a wife that sees you as the most powerful man in the world? Do you have a wife that just showers you with love constantly? Do you have a wife that trusts your leadership? Do you have a wife that respects you? And now is she teaching the kids to respect you, to follow your leadership and leading by example in that way, right? That will get all these needs met. On the other side of the coin, do you have a wife that's disrespecting you, emasculating you, criticizing you, trying to compete with you, trying to fight for her independence? And then maybe, and I've seen this with many of the guys in my group, maybe she tells the kids that her dad isn't much, and she tells the kids that her dad isn't doing what she should be doing, and the kids see her nagging. Then you won't get that same fulfillment from family. So one thing I would like to shift about what Chris is saying is I 100% agree with him that people are chasing all these various external pursuits to get these core needs met that can be met in a very much more simpler and singular fashion with having a family. But the key here that he hasn't spoken to that I must speak to is you have to have a good family. You have to have a family where you are the man and you're in charge and you're respected for it and you're trusted for it and you're embraced for it and empowered for it. And when that's the case, I agree. I think having a family is the most important thing. Like, I'll just honestly share about where I'm not fully where I want to be in my life. I have the freedom, right? I've lived in 7 countries in the last 6 years. I live wherever I want. I run a business, which isn't even a business, it's a movement to help men get out of mental health issues. And I've impacted so many hundreds of men. And all of that feels so purposeful and so good. Yet I know that there's part of me that's a little bit chasing like a wild cat and chasing around to feel that grounding that will come from having a family, and specifically having a good family, a loving family, a respectful family, and a family where everyone knows their role and appreciates, admires, and respects the role of each other. So I think Chris is spot on in this. One thing I want to really get across is it makes me sad how much men these days are underrating family, as an avoidance mechanism to feel whole. So many guys I know, even in my groups and friends, are saying, I don't need a family. I can just date a lot of women. You know what? I can date a lot of women too, but I want a family. I have dated a lot of women, but I want a family. And a lot of these guys are just giving up and avoiding the family because it's not convenient and it's not easy these days, right? Because there's so many disagreeable women, because there's so many women who have a promiscuous past. There's so many women who don't easily follow leadership. There's so many women who fight for their independence, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it's harmful to them. So the easy route is just to say, okay, I'm going to now become part of hookup culture. The easy route is also going to say, now I'm going to go in my own way and not deal with women. And I think it's really sad that men are responding from avoidance mechanisms in these ways. I really do. And I want you to listen to this. For the guys who are just getting pulled into hookup culture and pretty much avoiding depth of connection because they don't want to get hurt by women, that's weak. That's running away. Do you want to be a man who actually raises a family, a whole family where the father and the mother have influence on the kids, and the kids are a lot less traumatized, a lot more loved, and a lot more sane because they grew up with this mother and father? Or you just want to be spreading your seed all over the place? You know, Andrew Tate talks about it. All the red pill influencers talk about it, to spread your seed and not be in a nuclear family, and you're just going to hurt the kids, and then you're hurting the next generation. So a lot of men are ditching their masculine imperative to raise the next generation to the best of their abilities by being so hurt by current relationship dynamics that they lose the fight in them, they become helpless, and they just give up and say, you know what? Hookup culture is enough for me. That's weak, that's soft, that's feminized, right? And the same for the men going their own way campaign. Like, hey, MGTOW guys, like, I got a lot of love for you. I have a lot of empathy for you. You're going through a lot. You've been through a lot. But are you going to give up, or are you going to move through? And I can say this proudly as someone who hasn't reached that end result, but I'm not giving up, and I am moving through. I'm someone who has been cheated on. I'm someone who has been criticized. I'm someone who has been in a masculine relationship. I've had almost all of the negative things you can imagine. And I can feel the part of me that wants to run away, that just wants to hook up with women or not deal with women at all. But what kind of a man would I be? And MGTOW guys, how can you move through this pain and suffering and be part of creating the new world, the good world? How can we as men become so mastered internally where we don't let the challenges of modern dating and the disrespect of many modern women and the entitlement of many modern women, we don't let it get to us. We don't let it affect us. We don't let it make us small and weak, but we rise and we stand for it. And yeah, maybe going your own way and not dealing with women for a while to show them that respect needs to go both ways might be a way to do it. But I sincerely hope that a lot of the guys who are going their own way do it with a purpose of eventually finding the right woman, creating a family, and raising kids in a nuclear family, because that's the only way for men to take their masculinity back, to make the world a better place, and to correct some of the errors and just BS of the last 20 years. So, that one's a bit complicated because is an element of needing to walk away to tell women and to tell society that we're not going to put up with this. But for each of you in the MGTOW community, I really want you to reflect on coming back at some point when the time is right. When there's a time where men are in solidarity, which I hope comes soon, where we're choosing that we want relationships, but we only want relationships when we're respected. We want relationships, but only when there's leadership and support dynamics. We want relationships when we can be in our masculine frame and she can be in her feminine heart. We come back at that point and have the patience for it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm traveling the world, and I'm actually in a place right now where there's a lot more wife material women and women who don't date casually, and I'm embracing that and excited about that. And I just know that there's been a part of me that's wanted to give it up so many times. And I'm willing to have the patience sometimes to let a few months go by, to heal myself, to make sure I find the right woman and not get caught up in hookup culture, not get caught up in, women who are disconnected from their femininity, disconnected from their heart. I won't waste my time with those women. So it's okay to take space from women. It's okay to be selective, but I just hope you guys don't give up. It's our masculine imperative as men to build goodness in the world and to build for the next generation. So I hope you guys who are either lost in hookup culture and in lust, or you guys have completely walked away from women, I hope you start looking to find a higher power, the spirituality within you that will keep you strong, that will keep you peaceful. So eventually, when the time is right, we men collectively will shift how dating is done and how relationships are done into a healthier form of true masculine and feminine dynamics, so we can create whole relationships and whole families once again. Don't give up, guys. That's not masculine. Take your time. Even if you need to separate in isolation for a bit, make yourself better, connect with a higher power, and come back to this dating game and this relationship game with more power and ready to change how the game operates. So anyway, I went a little bit on a rant there, but it's something that's very important to me. I don't think we as men are really fulfilling our masculine duty by giving up on having families. I think we need to fight for it, but it might take a little patience and it might take a little withdrawal for a while, make ourselves better, collectively hold women in society accountable for the right kind of whole families. And when the time is right, we come back to it. So, very interesting video. I was very excited to react to this video because when I saw the title, it's something I resonated with, because I actually think a lot of men are making mistakes by getting lost in hookup culture or going their own way and saying, I'm never going to be with women again. Those are avoidance tactics. And what kind of masculine men are we if we're going to run away, right? We have to learn to have capacity for suffering, move through it, and create a better world. So if you learned something from this video, feel free to click on the links below to learn more about the Masculine Mastery Method Transformational Coaching Program, to join our Masculine Dating School Group, or to be part of one of our men's circles. I'll see you in the next video.